How many of you made the mistake of throwing all of your money into the stock market in 2021? I made about $70K in my 20s by frugally saving every paycheck I got. Never learned much about stocks until COVID, when Robinhood and meme stocks took over mainstream media. Immediately became terrified I was missing out and threw all my money into VTI in December of 2021. Instead of a dollar cost average approach. Also threw $7,000 into tech meme stocks like PLTR and ARKK. Made $20,000 in crypto and threw it into one of the crypto banks that went under last year. FOMO is one helluva drug is all I can say. I know I am fine and I learned valuable lessons. I just wonder how many others made similar mistakes. Especially during all the hype. I feel like bull runs generates millions of new retail investors who then have to learn the lesson the hard way. I made the largest bonus of my career in Q1 of 2021. I decided I wasn't going to keep missing out on all these stock gains. Got caught up in all the FOMO with growth and some SPACs, and let's just say I pretend I never received that bonus anymore. Skull and crossbones. Why is this a mistake? I wanted to put all my money back then into big blue chips. Microsoft, Apple, TSLA, Canadian banks, etc. I had a financial advisor though, and he did a great job of encouraging me to focus more on growth and tech companies. Then he encouraged me to hang in there during 2022 when I was expressing concerns of the investing environment. Then I opened my own self-directed account and took control of my own stuff. So, the mistake wasn't throwing my money into the stock market. The mistake was thinking financial advisors were something other than cheap salesmen for the companies they work for. Investing in VTI is not a mistake. Bought Netflix at 600. I took a big hit when crypto was at its peak. Still upset at myself about that. Unless you went on margin, options, or crazy speculative plays. I don't think going all in the stock market in 2021 was a mistake. Just keep it in. Time in the market, timing the market. As opposed to what? Look. The problem isn't stocks. It's all this to the moon investing. It's like any get-rich-quick scheme. Buy Tesla, Nvidia and double your money. If you bought Nvidia a year ago, you got lucky. Anyone who says otherwise is lying. No one can ever invest by carefully planning for a 240 rise in a stock price. I have some shares that I think will rise 30-50. Because they're massively undervalued, but even then, that's going to take a few years. I didn't throw all my money. I invested some before. But I invested a good part of it at the end of 2021. After selling the property, I thought about DCA versus lump sum and came to the conclusion based on historical indicators that lump sum brings a better return. Just needs to survive the decline. After a few days of thinking, I realized that I could withstand a decline longer than 10 years. So I made a lump sum. I'm not the most well-versed in stocks, but do majority of people investors panic sell when a stock is going down and take the loss, or just hodl? Seems like you can't really lose on your investment if you didn't do a DCA strategy and just wait for the return to happen eventually. Only if you bought Cathie Wood's story or bought any of the Motley Fool recommendations. I put 20% of each paycheck into an SP 500 fund for 21 years. Retired in my 40s with well over $1 million. It's not the get-rich-quick scheme that the younger generation seems to be searching for. But in time, and when you are ready to retire, your money will be waiting for you. And you will sleep better at night. Your mistake wasn't throwing your money into the market. It was picking shitty stocks. You jumped into stocks because social media talked about them instead of actually learning about investing. You were chasing big gains that you saw other people make, which is almost always a mistake. I'm glad you learned your lesson. But not everyone just throws their money into whatever is popular. I'd argue that most people don't. They just put portions of their paycheck into the company 401k and invest in broad market index funds and call it a day. Why was throwing your money into the stock market in 2021 a mistake? If you bought a stock, you probably thought it was going to do well. So it's likely the stock you bought that was the issue and not necessarily when you bought it. If you bought a total stock market index, you should be up about 10-20 since 2021. Time in the market always wins, and do your DD before throwing your money at anything. I've been adding $10 or $20 to each of my holdings after a down day. Been doing this for couple years now. This will be okay. Buy something at 10. It goes to 5, then to 10. You make nothing. Buy something at 10. It goes to 5. You buy again. It goes to 10. You make 50. DCA works. I went 90 cash in May 2021 and started selling puts because I thought the hype was getting overdone. And here we are 2.5 years later. Right back at May 2021 levels. Kind of felt like a dummy during the run from 4,200 4,800 and from 3500 4600. But market and puts premium is getting me better than 10 annualized. So I try not to let greed cloud my judgment about valuations and the macro environment. Staying on the sidelines since then puts us at about 50 cash or greater. For when the Fed says inflation is tamed, and the interest incurred in those savings will be applied DACing the bottom, the Fed is providing a buying opportunity of a lifetime. If your time horizon is this short, you shouldn't be buying stonks, bud. The only mistake is timing the market or having too short an investment time frame. I keep dollar cost averaging in good stocks $25 $100 a month. I will never get caught up in the hype, memes, Reddit apes, Jim Cramer, etc. I keep buying stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Union Pacific, Waste Management, Costco, Humana, Prologis, AbbVie, Kinsale Financial, Pepsi, Lululemon, Sherwin-Williams, Procter & Gamble, Google, Nvidia, Tesla, Palo Alto Networks, Snowflake, etc. VTI is up, dog. I indeed made the great decision to throw all of my money in the stock market in 2020 and 2021, and 2022 and 2023, and I will too in 2024, and 2025, and every year after that. It's not that I put all my money in it, I put a lot of my money into the market in the summer of 2020 when the market was doing well. That wasn't my mistake. It's that I didn't take any of my profit out and was too stubborn, thinking they would all recover and continue to go up, and that I didn't realize I was listening to echo chamber subreddits that kept saying the stocks could only go up. So you bought at the peak of the market. Damn lol. I'm surprised how many people didn't invest in oil companies when they were in the shitter, since it was very clear that they'd boom once the lockdowns were over. It's not even speculative. It's obvious. I made some dough from that. Right now I'm throwing my money into defensive stocks such as Coca-Cola. It recently had a dip that was too good to resist.